In the time left, allow me to say, well, the AC seems particularly loud this morning, Ton, and you're not hearing it because you have on the earphones, but it's all right.
No, man, I am.
I want to say that what happened on Monday and Tuesday on this show was extraordinary in many respects, if only for the fact that it wasn't ordinary, it was extraordinary. Dr. Horace Chang unloaded, and then Daryl Vaz unloaded as well. And those on the receiving end were more than singed by what he said. Perhaps there are some who have been burnt to a crisp, others in another state of distress by virtue of the words spoken by the two gentlemen. Let me say up front that I'm always uncomfortable when politicians attack the media, always. And if there's one thing any of you who listen and watch this show will know about me, is that I'm always preaching about the collision and the clash of self-interest. It is because I'm in the media why I have that view and I have that discomfort when politicians attack the media, because I am one of them. The media personnel, that is, the media representative, a media worker. And as one of them, as a part of the constituency, it jars when the media is under attack. Added to that, my former role, I served the Press Association of Jamaica as president for 2 terms, 5 years, led through the COVID years with a very, very strong team. Very proud of what we did at the PAJ over those 2 terms. And now I find myself as a member of the Media Association of Jamaica Limited. That's the organization that represents the media owners, the media bosses, if you may. So from PAJ to MAJ. So I'm deep in the thing. I have skin in the game. So I'm going to feel a particular way when we are under attack. In the same way I feel a particular way when nationwide is the subject of the attacks. And unlike what Vaz did, Vaz mentioned a media entity. Other people have mentioned by name journalists here and have incited their supporters to hate us. Vaz launched a broadside against the Gleaner is not less unpalatable for me as a stakeholder in media. But to his credit, he didn't name anybody on Tuesday. Get me straight now, because I know some of you are saying, oh, so you're taking sides in this because you're a media person, you're a media practitioner. No, listen carefully what I'm saying now. Because of self-interest, I feel uneasy about the media being attacked. But at the same time, the license we as media practitioners have to call things as we see them, to hold elected officials to account, to hold those in authority to account, it's an awesome power that we have. Wilmot Perkins wielded that power for years with effectiveness. His comments, his criticism, his insight were like a Saracen blade, sharpened on the finest whetstone a blacksmith could provide. Cliff Hughes, John Maxwell of blessed memory, Barbara Gludon, whose hotline I listened to more than I listened to Perkins, because my grandmother rather was a RJR acolyte, and they really couldn't come off of that. So I only heard Perkins when I was elsewhere. So many of the stalwarts in media, those who hold power to account, have done so well. It's become an industry in and of itself. And journalists give it, we dish it out when we believe the need to dish it out arises. And it's because of that Why? Self-interest aside, I will not rebuke any elected official for hitting back. I believe it's their right if they believe they have been wronged, and if, as Vaz says, it's a series of wrongs that have been committed against him. That's what he believes. I always say one of the difficulties in communication is John Tom says something to Roseanne. Roseanne is offended. And John Tom says, but I didn't mean for you to be offended. And Roseanne says, yes, but it's not what you think you mean. It's what I receive from what you say. And I'm saying to you, from what you said, I am offended. John Tom can't understand because he's saying, my words were not offensive and I didn't mean to offend you. And Roseanne say, you're missing the point. It's not what you think you said. It's how I receive what you said. So I say that to say that Vaz's perception is Vaz's perception. Extending it to say Chang's perception is Chang's perception. How many times have government officials been the subject of scathing criticism from human rights activists and lobbyists? How many times have they been the subject of vituperative criticism from media practitioners? How many times? Many times. And they've taken it on the chin and they've moved on. Which is why I say I don't like this lawsuit business and seeking legal advice business, because we are, all of us in the public eye, in the criticism business. But some of us behave as if we are here to dish it out. And if we are the subject of criticism, we run to the principal, we put on our clothes and go on a station and report to Sarge that we've been criticized. So I say this morning that where respect is concerned and where criticism is coming from a quarter that is not intended to demean the office that it is coming from or the quarter that it is coming from, and words to demean are not being used by the party complaining, I think it's the health of a democracy when journalists, civil society actors, human rights campaigners can dish it out. And then those who will dish it out to day in, day out can also dish it back. And we accept that that's the nature of the game, because this is a game. A serious game, but it is a game. It's not shiny skip. And a marble, or as we say in the country, tar. Yeah, play tar. Yeah? It's not it. It's a serious game. And I'm saying we are all traders in this business of words at the end of the day. And if words are used to criticize you, then use words and defend yourself without seeking to be petty, without seeking to engage the referee to say, I am being criticized. So I say this morning that from a pure self-interest perspective, the broadside against the media has me feeling uneasy. But at the same time, why should Vaz, an individual who's been the subject of some of the worst kind of slangs and slurs, not by newspapers or media entities, but by people in the public, but who has been the subject of intense criticism from newspapers, public commentators, and journalists, why should he not dish some of it back? Why should Chang and others like him, who've been the subject of intense criticism, who've been roasted over the years when things are going wrong by civil society actors and human rights activists who are speaking on behalf of constituencies, legitimately so, why should they not clap back? It's the health of the democracy. It's the democracy advertising its well-being. When that can happen, we consume, we digest, our bowels move, and we move on. And that's my perspective.